Everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time you're watching this in the world. So for those who have been keeping up with me, you would know that I've been wanting to talk about something for the longest while, and it's like 4 minutes to midnight now, and I just decided that I'm just going to get up and talk about it because I feel like if I don't do it now, I'm just going to keep delaying it, and I feel like it's something very important that will really give some light to not just my journey or my situation, but it will help a lot. And I feel like people do need to hear this. So here goes. So, for everybody who knows me, whether you know me personally or from Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, you would know that I'm not afraid to talk about my Christian journey or me getting saved at 14. I'm not afraid to talk about and own up that I love Jesus. In this video, I'm basically going to be talking about a lot of changes, and I don't want anybody to take it upon themselves and say, oh, because Raheen said it and it sounds like fact, I'm going to take it up and run it with it and apply it to my life and stuff. No. I don't want you to do it. I just want you to listen and get my point of view. And yes, I'm still in my feelings about a lot of stuff. So those things I will not be talking about because I'm not trying to bleed on anybody. I really just want to shed some light on what young people go through, whether you're Christian or not. I just want to shed some light on some of the struggles. But I'm going to be talking about me because I know that a lot of people will be able to relate to it because I've been talking to people who has been relating to the same thing. And the first thing that I want to start off with is the one that kind of sticky. Should I think I should. Okay, let's do it. Hold on. In 2021, I deliberately did some things because I wanted to see and I wanted to feel how people would treat me, and I wanted to see how everything completely changed because I always hear from people who walk out of the faith how people treat them and how people talk to them differently. So I'm like, okay, Raheen, let's do some research. I did the research, and trust me, I would not wish that upon anybody. Even though I know that I was deliberately doing some stuff, I never expected to feel it the way how I did. But I guess because of who it came from and that like the actions, like who it came from, that's what got me. That's really what got me. And I look at it like even up to this very day, and I'm like, some of the people that just walk past be like bloops, 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 bloops. I would never believe it. I never saw it coming. And the first thing I want to touch on is some of the things them and some of the people them way on a sip on social media more a while. And see them a behave like say everything good and them a preach up a storm. Them a do everything. Them look like them a live them best life in a Christ. Some of the people them or some of the things, whether in real life or on the internet, some of the things, stop desire them. Let me just say that from now. Stop desire them and say I don't want them. Like when you can see me or you can see somebody on the internet would be like, oh my gosh, them look at them really serve God. Oh my gosh, them look at them really make it. But really and truly, you probably hear this every day, but if people, a lot of people live a lie, a lot of people are shown a lie, and of course I don't feel like you're supposed to come on the internet and just say, oh, everybody in my day, me are dead for hungry, and me have $0 in my bank account, please me I beg you for help me. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with asking for help, but there are certain things that you just have to struggle with all by yourself and God, okay? Certain things you just don't come on the internet and talk about because some people will, come to you and help you genuinely, and there's just that set of people will just come because they want to help you so they can talk about it or help you so they can have it to use against you in the future. No, because I really do want better for a lot of people. Like, I've had persons come into my DM like, Raheen, that journey on serving Christ, I wish I was there. Like, you look like, I'm saying, you're right. Anything I gotta say, no, you're right. I look like, but behind closed doors, I'm going through hell. And I usually say it. And I feel like people glamorize Christianity too much to a point where it seems as we don't go through anything. And people feel like, oh, when I get saved and when I get baptized, it's going to be so smooth. I'm already on my way to paradise, like immediately. And I'm like, no, that's really not how it going to feel like, because people there aren't open enough about their struggles. When people come into it, when people start experiencing it, they're going to say, but I wasn't even going through this when I wasn't even baptized. What is this? I slip up enough time. Like, enough time I slip up. Even though I still slip up. The persons who said, Raheen, if anything, call me, let's talk about it. Because no matter what, I'm always learning. Everybody always learns something. And they say, call me, if you make a mistake, call me, let's talk about it, get you back on your feet, because trust me, the guilt will kill you. If what you do, the action will kill you, the guilt in itself will kill you, and I don't think people really get that. And it caused me to be so depressed, because just to talk about it and just think about it, when you slip up, you're easily forgotten, and people tend to walk over you. I will say though, it depends on the space that you are in, the environment that you are in, because you can be in a very good place and you have a great support system as it relates to in church or wherever it is. I'm not talking about like friends now, I'm talking about people who are within the church. And I realize that it is one of the main reasons why a lot of people, they tend to run away from church and tend to run away from hearing this and that about church. Like, oh, I'm not like your church people, because them always say this and then them do the other thing, which it is true. And do people usually admit it? No, they don't. So, almost everybody know me as a praise dancer. And when I started to do Afrobeats on my piano, and they're not seeing the tippy toes and the pointy toes and the movements and the, like them not see that anymore. Apparently Ryan backslide and Ryan not serve God anymore. And what I want to say is, what if I was listening to all those songs all along and I just didn't post it on social media, right? What if that was the case and you still invited me to your church to preach, you still invited me to your church to dance, to do all the works? Like, what's the difference? Just because people don't see it publicly doesn't mean that you're not doing it. That it really doesn't mean that just because you don't post it or just because somebody don't see it publicly does not mean you are not doing it. What's the difference? Never understood time until now, and I'm still learning, so let me not say I completely understand it, or let me not talk as if I completely do. If I didn't pay attention and look at certain things the way how I do now, I'd be at a place where I'm still struggling and I'm still suffering like the way how I was. Like right now, I'm just at a place where I'm unlearning certain things and I'm trying to focus on what I believe in and see things for how I want to see it and see things, how God wants me to see it, and not through people. And that's something I wish I had learned long ago. About anything else, my mind is just set one place, and I don't think people really understand how I express myself through dancing and how it keeps me in place and it keeps me sane, because the things that I've been going through, the changes, like me adjusting, dancing is what is keeping me through everything, literally. At this point, I really don't want anybody to come to me and to be like, oh my gosh, Raheen, you shouldn't have done that, or this, and them said this, or like giving me advice. No, like, where were you when I've been crying out for help? Where were you when I've been bawling my eyes out? Days I've been depressed, days I couldn't speak, days I couldn't focus at work, days I can't do anything at all because I'm just bawling, I'm just crying out for help, and nobody is there to listen, nobody's there to... I don't get it. But as soon as you post something and they don't like it, here comes heaven sent ones who want to say, oh, I got a vision, or the Lord sent me to... Listen, no, I don't want that anymore, because the time when you were supposed to be there for me, I had to struggle through this all by myself. But sometimes I don't need to just hear that you're praying for me. I want you to come to me and I want you to listen to what I'm saying, and I want you to talk to me. Talk to me in the moment. Prayer, that's great. Listen, prayer is amazing. It works. But there are times you just need to listen and you just need to say, all right, then let me just sit down, hear what you have to say, and we talk about it. oh no. And then as soon as you do something or you slip up or you make a mistake, like before, how you know that I wasn't having sex? How do you know that I wasn't robbing people? How do you know that I wasn't doing anything at all? But you are still inviting. But until I posted something publicly, that's the time you wanted to say something. So what I'm trying to get at, you know that we all sin daily. Why do we still have people acting as if they don't ever mess up? That's really what I hate. And then you come and you try to, encourage people on the very same thing that you are struggling with. Like, I can't help you with something that I'm struggling with. I can't do it. I prefer to send it to somebody who I know for a fact that they've been there, and I know for a fact that they have, past that place, and they can help you and give you advice on how you can move on and how you can better yourself. Certain things I won't talk about if I'm still going through it, because I don't want to bleed on anybody and talk from a place of hurt. But there's this one person I always look up to. She inspires me so much, and that's the anointed writer. And she pushed me for talk up. And that's why I'm so vocal these days, and I'm going to tag her. But if I'm struggling with something, I can help you. And a lot of times, like, some people come and I'm like, oh God, like, because they know that I'm always there for, like, if they want to talk, I'm always there. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, one of my friends texted me the other day and was like, Raheen, please give me some advice. Talk to me. I want to feel good. I'm depressed. And I'm like, oh God, I'm depressed myself. And as harsh as it may sound, it's better for me to do that than, saying something that will get your hopes up and say something that is a lie, when I could just let you know that, I really can't say anything to you right now to help you. But it's better for me to, send you somewhere else, or send you somebody else to talk to. And it's usually an issue because people don't know who to go to and talk to without feeling judged, right? But all I want to say, and I'm going to cut this short and probably have like another video, because I know how people attention span short these days. So I'm going to keep this one short, and then like sometime again I'll just post the other one, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm just going to give you guys like a little time to like just process these little things that I'm saying right now, because so much has changed with me.